it's your boy Touch the Anton, your Apostle's favorite DJ, man. We are back again doing the Dopest album covers. So it is 2020. We've done our first list last week. So we're back again doing another review on album covers. We don't only just do reviews on album covers, but we also just get to break it down why we choose these album covers. Media's got his album cover that he's going to be talking about. I myself, Touch the Anton, your Apostle's favorite DJ, Scott White. Media, man, what's up?
Mr MediaX, man. And yeah, man. I brought the heat pasta. I know it was your birthday recently. Happy birthday, G.
Shout out, dog. Thank you.
Doesn't mean I'm gonna be taking it easy on you, but shout out to you, man.
Sukalil.
And what you bring to this design game, man. Let's drop some knowledge on some game, man. And see what options we've got for.
I see it, dog. So, man, last time we kicked it off, I started off. So I think it's only fair, Namhlanje, to have you kick it off and actually tell us who you got and why do you feel like this person is waiting to be even having our time and our attention.
Yeah, for sure, bro. So I must take you through the cover that I selected, right?
Sure.
It's cool, man. I think also, man, we're gonna need to start surprising ourselves a bit after this. So, yeah. So my choice, though, I think for me, the project that really stuck out was the Weeknds After Hours, right? Weeknds After Hours album cover. So I think just from I think from all the touch points that we usually look at, man, I think it's I think it's a dope concept. I think it's a dope cover. But also, this was like a big project, when you look into who worked on it, they had like quite a big team. So I can kind of touch on the few guys who were behind this. Would you be cool on that?
Of course, dog.
And I also appreciated the fact that this information is not as difficult to find about this cover, especially for a major label release. So the creative director was Lamar C. Taylor, who is basically the creative director for all the Weeknd's works. The design was handled by the Tammi brothers, Aleksi and Anton Tammi. So they're like a design collective. I don't know how the Weeknd finds these dudes, but we'll put I'll obviously have their links, their Instagram like feeds on this video at the end. And then some of the photography was handled by some of the photography and visual direction for this cover was handled as well by NABIL. And NABIL is like a hip hop kind of, he's worked with Kendrick Lamar, he's worked with Kanye West, and just who funnily enough is also such a very elusive character on social media. It's not like it doesn't have like only these big like social media. I believe they're like 300-400 followers, and I also love people like that, man, because people like that are so undercover, but when you look at their portfolio of work, they're damn iconic. So
sure.
That's the team who worked on this project, and I followed this project a lot visually. So how this whole project is tied in and how they've executed it, is from my side, when you've got a budget and you've got that much creative energy around you to execute an idea so clearly for me, that's there's genius in that. So I appreciate that so much creative energy came together to create something that I thought is dope. But you're welcome to chop it up. We can give it a review, babe. Yeah.
So man, like take us through why you feel like it needs to be here and what got your attention, because according to what I see, it's a guy who's like beaten up.
Yeah, man. So obviously the first anchor, the four anchors we look at a concept, visual execution, and disruption, right? And we've got a cool explanation for what all that means. I think so. Firstly, for me, conceptually, I think it's I think the whole concept of the cover is based on obviously this character that is part of the
When I see the cover, I'm reminded by a line by Dream Team, and the line goes something like, "My dad always told me to pick up my dad always told me to look up," as if I'm something about a bleeding nose, So when I see that line, it resonates with me.
Dream Team.
Yeah, it's Dream Team.
Right.
Why do you know someone else with a similar line?
Do I know?
Do you know someone else with a similar line?
No, not so far. Okay. Shout out to Dream Team, man. They're leaving lines that are resonating up until now. Alright.
No, man. Okay. Sorry, and also I think it's a striking image. But I'm still waiting on you to help me out between the title After Hours, because for me, and yeah, I'm happy you'll share what I am thinking on it. So acclaimed.
After Hours by the Weeknd. And as I said, big creative team obviously had a whole lot of budget, and for me it makes it could possibly rank quite high in my picks for the year, but obviously we'll still see what the year has to offer. So we can chop it up on our anchors. We have concept, visual, execution, and disruption. So I can give you my piece on starting on concept, right?
Let's go.
All right, cool. So basically, obviously, the concept is After Hours, and what obviously happens here is that the Weeknd has obviously got this character that he's built now for this project, which is obviously a reflection of him, but as an After Hours character, this dude, it's based off a very kind of a person who's kind of very disorientated away from reality. So this is almost a character who lives after hours, but can also kind of never step out of that, that kind of life, basically. So he's at the casino, he's gambling, he's smoking.
It's funny you say that. Sorry to catch you. It's funny you say that, because when I saw the cover, there were two images that came to my head. One of them was the Joker.
Yes, definitely. I'm sure they reference the Joker, for sure. That red, that palette, for sure there's a reference to the Joker.
The suit. So for me, one of them was the Joker. The other one, it gave me the after school type of situation where they are classically, and the kid says, "I'll get you after school." So the after hours, after school to me, but like that's me looking at.
Yeah, man. But look, bro, I think nothing. This is almost talking about how not much good stuff happens after hours. So
that's
what I'm saying. For me, conceptually, it connects, man. It connects. It's a high-ranking concept for me. After Hours, it gets a solid 8, just because of I think conceptually it's a strong concept, and if you explore this project on how it links to all the visuals that have come from this project, they have really pushed it. So obviously, because this guy is he's a high-end artist. He's arguably one of the Michael Jacksons of today. So there's no limit in terms of budget and how they approach certain things. And personally, conceptually, I think it connects, man. Because the visual connects them. So, dude, they even created their own font for the works for this thing, eh? Like, there's the font that's across all like the music videos and the what's it called, and on the visual on the album cover.
Sure.
Yeah, it's on the list, like on the track listing and whatever. So
Yeah,
the font that was specifically designed.
That's dope, bro. So you give it an 8 for concept. Oh, that's big. I would have given it a 6. Media?
Pastor?
I would have given it a 6 for concept.
Okay. Easy. And yeah, what your thoughts, your motivation on that? Just as a conceptual.
I think for me, when I hear After Hours, it's a bit dark. I like the fact that you talk about nothing good happens after hours. So when I look at the cover, it was taken Yambama. So could it be he was knocking off work from his 9 to 5? So it didn't give me an illusion of it's Epsu, where it's like nothing happens good in the dark. So there was a lot of things I still needed to fill in, which is why I'm giving it a 6. We're good.
Yeah, we got it. Wow.
Let's go to our visuals.
Visual.
Sure.
So the visual. So I'll grade it mainly as a photograph. I like the photograph. I think the pigment, the palette. I think it's a beautiful. This dude looks nuts, man. This dude looks nuts. So I think it's a distinctive image. If I was going through a lot of images, I guess, yeah, I like the visuals. The dude looks nuts, man. It's very psychedelic, and I like the way they've handled the color palette. So for me, the visual, I'd give it a 7. What's your thoughts on the visual?
I think for me as a picture, it looks really dope. I also like the hints of color you're talking about, the reds, or how even the composition of the picture, it was taken like from the floor, so it's as if the blood was like a viewpoint of the picture, and like it takes it. You're looking into his face and into his nose and into everything that's happening. So like also just the composition of the picture and how it was taken, like from the foreground, middle ground, background, and having his hair at the end there. Yeah, like I think how it was captured was really dope. And I also like the fact that with a lot of how album covers are going at, they don't have a lot of titles on it. It's just a beautiful picture, and then in the corner you just have your parental advisory, and then boom, that's it.
Yeah, I'm loving that, bro. I'm also loving that, man. For some reason, that's definitely something that's going on. And obviously, if you're a typography dude, you're
upset.
Might be the most. But I also think it speaks a lot, bro. It's not easy to do dope typography, eh?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
No, typography, bro. If you want to go there, you really, especially like at a certain level, you really gotta, gotta bring that. Bring your A game on that issue.
I also think it was brave of them not to have his name on the cover.
Yeah.
I thought
for sure, man. For sure. Okay, and then execution. I execution, I think it's judging from the album cover execution. Do we give halves? I'd give it like I don't know whether it's almost like whether it's 6.5 or 7, but I'll stick on 6.5.
Sure.
At the end of the execution of a photo, it's a well executed image, man. But also, I'm not sure. It's a portrait. It's central. It's it's not like off whatever. But I don't sit and be like the execute. But also, it connects to the idea as well. The after hours. So I would, just to not be too generous, I'd give a 6.5. But I also don't know how much more you could do. In terms of executing something like this. And maybe again, the bravery for removing the typography could be another thing that adds to it.
Yeah.
I'll just for the sake of it too easy. And from you,
Compared to Nami, I'm on 6 there. Everything you said, copy and paste. Everything you said, copy and paste.
Sure.
But for me, it's a 6. It's a 6 on the. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Disruption. Is it disruption?
So disruption again.
So disruption was your lowest score of all. Why?
I don't know. It's just not like I think it's an amazing concept. I think the visual is strong. I don't necessarily think it's the most disruptive thing. We'll see. I mean, it by my barriers of kind of disruption and yes, it's a memorable image, but maybe this could also be me being a little bit because I follow his music so much as well.
Sure.
So I know the concept that he applies to a lot of the work that he's doing. And I think when we did a review, you had the same kind of thing when we were talking about who's the boy, the white boy who raps almost like Eminem.
NF,
yeah.
NF.
So with the Weeknd, this is obviously, if you follow his music, this is a disruptive extension. This is an extension just of the visuals that he plays around with a lot. He's always off center. So it's almost like if you love what he's doing, I love the fact that he's brought this new character. But that character is an extension of what he's been bringing along the road anyway. So if you follow the Weeknd, you're not like, oh wow, this is a new crazy execution. This is a new disruption. This is just a continuation of the themes that he deals with, and it would be more surprising for him to go opposite of this. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So I don't feel it's a disruptive, but maybe I'm holding that against his standard. And also you've touched on this a lot in terms of, this in itself is, this kind of imagery is kind of a thing right now.
It's trendy.
So yeah. And I can say that, I enjoy these images myself. But yeah, it's kind of part of it's on center with the culture right now. So it's not necessarily going a new path from conceptually, yes, it's some hot shit. But in terms of the disruptiveness of the visual, that's why I'd give it a 2. From your side?
I would have given it a 3, but yeah, I'm not really moved by it. Would I frame it in my room? Not necessarily, but I would be just intrigued about why this guy's bleeding. Yeah. Ushawo by. Uweze. Yeah,
But also I see maybe also like a low key homage to like Thriller Michael Jackson vibes as well.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe, you know what I'm saying. That's what I kind of see. You know, look at the color palettes as well. And but yeah, so you know, if it was when was Thriller 1982, I think. If it was 1982, this would be a mad disruptive.
Sure. Okay, 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 okay. Well, it's funny you say that because we're talking about how he's like the Michael Jackson of like now, you know. So maybe it is him pulling a Jonah Lucas on us.
George.